I feel like especially in Miami, it was very hot. I feel like we were trying to conserve energy. So I feel in the second half we did a better job of that, and obviously we created a few more chances. But I think even when it's hot, we need to have the willingness to keep going forward and try to create chances. So.
On a personal level, you've doubled your career goals in MLS this season already, playing in a much more offensive role. How's that transition been for you to be more of an offensive player?
Yeah, it's been nice. Obviously, playing that role, playing some decent minutes this season. My job is to try to help the team offensively and get in the right spots, and I just want to try to continue to do that and try to help the team the best way I can. Revolution
is a good defense. They've allowed only 1 goal per game on average. How can you break them down tomorrow?
Yeah, like you said, it's a very disciplined defense. So I think as a unit we need to try to get ourselves in the right spots, the right spaces, and try to create some chances.
Thank you.
Any questions here on Zoom? Maxime Truman.
Hi Dante, thanks for doing this morning. You only have 1 win in 16 games this season. Is the team still looking at the standings? Do you still believe in the playoffs? How's your mind right now?
We don't really look at the standings. We try to take one game at a time. So that's the way we're looking at it right now. It's a very long season. There's a lot of games left. Trust me. So we're just gonna take it one game at a time and control what we can control.
Do you have a follow-up, Maxime?
Yes. How do you find a way to stay positive when you show up for trainings or for matches with just such a difficult first half of the season for your team?
We're a very young team, so we have to, as professionals, we have to show up every day and just work, no matter what the situation is. And I feel like we've done a good job of that. And I feel like things can turn around very quickly in this league. I've noticed that, before with Dallas and here I know things can turn around very quickly, so we need to, stay positive and, just keep working.
Next question, Senefo.
Hi Dante, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You had a strong performance against Miami with a goal and key passes. How do you plan to carry that momentum into tomorrow's game against New England?
Yeah, I just want to, keep being aggressive in the final third. Get to my spots and either look for my shot or try to involve one of my teammates. And I think that's my main goal.
Sid, do you have a follow-up question or?
Sinon pas, j'en ai une autre au pire.
Yes. New England tend to press high and try to control possession. What has been the team focus in last practice? I know that's regen.
Yeah.
And what do you think the game plan should be for tomorrow?
Well, I have no idea what the game plan is because we didn't have a training session yesterday, so I'll see today. But we'll keep our same principles, being aggressive, off the ball and with the ball. We're gonna try to keep it more this game and hurt them in different ways.
Maxime Truman.
Yes, last question. Dante, how did you have to adapt to the individual marking strategy requested by Marco? Is it something difficult? Is it something new for you?
Yeah, I think we've had some success with it. Obviously, we need to find ways to kind of go about it in a smarter way. But I feel like in the end, I think it's a very good strategy. I feel like we're very aggressive when we do this, and we win actually a lot of balls to go to goal quick.
Any other questions? Sydney with the last one, of course.
You have now few games with Brioni and Owusu up top. How the new connection has been established? How do you think that impact your game playing with both type of forward?
Yeah, obviously, they're two target nines, so they help bring a lot of pressure off of our forwards, off of our team. They could hold the ball, they're good finishers. So I feel like having them on the pitch at the same time is an advantage for us because once we're in those areas, we have 2 9s in the box. So one of them can get on top of it and it can be a goal. So I enjoy playing with that duo.
It's been a little bit more tough for you lately with a little bit less playing time. How are you mentally? How are you feeling in the past few weeks?
First of all, it's hard collectively about the results on the team. Good results helps everyone, so it's hard that part. And then personally, I'm just working and it's the coach decision who's playing, so I'm just working like always, like last year. So I don't know. I'm just trying to do my work.
It's going to be the last match in Stade Saputo before you see the fans in 3 weeks. You haven't been able to give the fans a win this season. What would you like to show tomorrow at Stade Saputo?
Yeah, I think it's always the same effort. Since I came here, it's a special moment to play at home, and of course the results that we showed the last months, it's not the best, or it's not what we want. But it's always a great opportunity to show up and to show something different. It's a win. It's part of everyone. It's part of all the fans, of all of us, of all the club. So it will be really special for everyone to get a win tomorrow. But we need to work and we need to be really smart to manage better the games.
You're still a young player. What are you working on daily on training? Are there certain aspects of your game that you'd like to improve?
Yeah, of course. It's always every day. It's a good opportunity to improve. So I'm working on me. I'm working on all the aspects that I think I need to work on. We have really key coaching staff that can help us. So I'm just trying to work on myself every day, and then with that, I can help the team.
We can go to the questions on Zoom.
Thank you, Tristan. Jumping here with a question from Maxime Truman.
Hi, Fernando. Thanks for doing this. You only have 1 win in 16 games. Is the team still looking at the standings in the locker room? Do you still believe in the playoffs? What's your mindset right now?
Yeah, I think we're always trying to look for the next game. We cannot think about on game decision. So the last game, because we're playing tomorrow. So I think we're trying to go game by game, and from that, trying to think about on ourselves, not looking at other results, and that's the best thing that I think we can do. Just work on us, on ourselves.
Maxime again?
Yes. How do you find a way to stay positive when you show up at Centre Dutrilet for training or at Stade Saputo for matches with such a difficult first half of the season? How do you stay positive?
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk for my teammates, but me, something personal, something about my family. I came from other country to fight for them, so they're always my everything. Every day I'm fighting for them, so I'm just trying to work on me to get them proud and to make them proud and to feel them, make them feel happy. So that's my motivation personally.
Hi, Fernando. Can you tell a bit more about New England? How do you approach the game to tomorrow? What are you looking for? And maybe what they can bring as problem for you tomorrow, guys?
Yeah. I think they always have good players. Now they're a very solid team, so we need to be very smart on how we can manage the game in the 90 minutes. I think it's been a problem the last months that sometimes we are managing 90% of the game very good, and then we have key moments that we need to manage better, but I think that will be the key for tomorrow.
on today? Hold on. There you go.
Defensively, you adopt man-to-man marking as one of your tools. Or is the transition to this approach and system? What do you think? And does that help you to be better between the lines, following some of the key players at the three?
Yeah, I think trying to get the ball as soon as possible, it's the key for us. But also we need to manage the energy. We saw against Miami that it was a tough game with the weather, with very good players. So just if we want to do man-to-man plan, we need to manage our energy and try to find the best moment to do it.
Après le dernier match, tu as dit que tu aurais aimé que tes joueurs soient peut-être un peu plus braves avec le ballon en attaque. Qu'est-ce qui fait, selon toi, que cette saison, parfois, ton équipe est un peu hésitante dans le dernier tiers?
Non, mais je pense que une chose seulement pour le match à Miami, nous avons de respect pour la qualité des joueurs de Miami et probablement sans penser trop les joueurs sur le terrain ne voulons pas perdre le ballon pour la contre-attaque et ces situations. Et quand tu penses plus de perdre le ballon que de jouer, et tu penses trop et les jeux viennent lents et difficiles de jouer le ballon. Je pense que c'est une chose seulement pour le match de Miami.
Demain contre le Revolution, c'est une équipe qui a seulement donné 14 buts en 14 matchs. Ça semble être une bonne défense. De votre côté, comment est-ce que vous pouvez peut-être être efficace contre cette défense-là?
C'est une équipe solide, sûrement, très balancée, bonne défense, très bonne défense, 5 joueurs dans la dernière ligne, et avec la qualité dans les justes points sur le terrain, et physique. Prestant physique è une très bonne équipe qui est in un très bon moment aussi. So il est un autre difficile match pour nous et nous sommes ici pour donner notre max.
La prochaine fenêtre des transferts, c'est à la fin du mois de juillet. Le président a déjà dit qu'il devrait y avoir des changements dans l'effectif à ce moment-là. Mais d'ici là, il y a encore 2 mois. Comment est-ce que toi, dans ces 2 mois-là, tu peux maximiser le groupe que tu as en ce moment sous la main?
I have to do the same thing like now. So I have to think of today and tomorrow at the game, and then try to rest a bit, me, the staff, and also the players, because the last 3 weeks were very tough, especially to prepare games against a very, very good team. And we need to continue our process, try to also evaluate the player for what they can do at their best, no? Because at the beginning of something, when you change the system, when there's a new coach, everything is showing things, but then step by step during the week, we know better what we want from the player, and the player knows better what we want. So at one point, the more the weeks go forward, and the more it's really about what the player can give us, no, at their best. Okay, so this is 2 months, very, very important for us and also for the player to show everything. And then yes, there is a window of market, but I don't think that can arrive a player that can change immediately, the season, the situation. It's more something a process to start to do or to be what we want to be in the future.
On peut passer au Zoom.
Merci, Maxime Trouman.
Salut Marco, merci d'être là ce matin. Giacomo Vrioni revient de blessure, puis ça va bien sur le terrain. Il a joué beaucoup de matchs dernièrement, mais demain, c'est un match contre son ancienne équipe, une équipe qui l'a laissé partir, qui paye même une partie de son salaire. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose, il y a comme une chip on his shoulder, est-ce que c'est quelque chose que tu vas utiliser, cette émotion-là de Vrioni pour un match contre New England?
Yes, absolutely yes. But every every player on the field in every match can find individually special motivation, special situation where they can improve at their best their strength and their desire to show something. And for sure, Giacomo has already many situations like the injury. He wants to prove his qualities and whatever, and he did, because at the end he scored so many goals in not how many games, because he never played. He played only one game, 90 minutes, and so for sure he has a special motivation for the game of tomorrow.
Oui. J'ai une question sur le marquage individuel. Tu sais, c'est un changement de stratégie comparé à l'équipe avant que tu sois en poste comme entraîneur-chef. Est-ce que c'est une idée de Marco Donadel, le marquage individuel? Est-ce que c'est une idée en collégialité avec la direction sportive? Est-ce que c'est la direction sportive? Puis c'est un projet à long terme, je pense, le marquage individuel. Donc c'est un processus qui va mener à la fin de la saison l'année prochaine?
Okay. Try to. Okay, the man-oriented, like we can say, defensive style. It's something that every player on the field, especially every defender, so behind the line of the ball, needs to have as a quality. So it's not like I can pass the ball on ball short or I can pass the ball long. No, I am able only to pass the ball short. So it's something that we need to improve in the mentality of the player. So it's a quality, a skill, like have the right position, the right timing on the ball, on the tackle, and all these kind of skill that a player can have to have. Also, if we defend sometimes without this principle, and basically we are using a lot in the last game and also at the beginning, because we need the ball as soon as possible, because we are not a team right now that can defend for 60-70% of the game, because we are not good in general, individually in defending skill, and every time we are tired and we go to defend lower and we just concede more, and this is also to respect the quality of the team. But in general, I would like in the future to have a team, or in general, like your question, it's more personal. I like to do both. I like players that can defend man-oriented and immediately also try to find a solidity without having a target. So this is the future. So the defender have to be able to do both, like on ball, a forward have to combine and also attack the depth. It's something that we need to do both.
Salut Marco,
Hello.
j'espère que ça va bien. Can you talk a bit about New England? What are the strengths? What are you looking at for your game plan?
But I am honestly look at that more on us for this game, because for many reasons we are at home, and also after 10 games, 12 counting the Canadian Cup, we lived many experience that we put us in a position that we can think that we improved on ball and without the ball, because we lived many different situations. So we are focused more on us, but we respect the other team, especially New England is in a very good moment. And like I said, they are a solid team, balanced. They run a lot. They defend all together. They attack very balanced. It's difficult to score. And at the same time, they have the quality with Gilles, with other players, with the wingbacks, that they are ready to counterattack, and also they can play on ball. So it's a team very, very good, especially in this moment. But compared to other teams that we faced in the last period, individually, they don't have only Gilles, no? They don't have players like... so we faced Miami, you saw, 2 days ago, and as soon as you leave that two guys free, they can beat us. So we need to think less team, and also at the same time think that we can hurt them, so to play as we want.
Good. Je t'ai posé la même question, je pense, la semaine dernière, sur comment trouver de l'énergie alors qu'on enchaîne des matchs. Vous savez que vous avez peut-être un peu une baisse de forme autour de l'heure de jeu, parce que vous avez un style de jeu qui est très exigeant physiquement. Comment tu peux anticiper cette baisse de forme et peut-être trouver des solutions pour que vous arriviez à maintenir votre même niveau d'intensité et d'énergie sur 90 minutes?
Ok. Nous avons fait aussi un studio avec les énergies et les différents styles de jeu, comme tu as dit. Et nous avons vu que jouer défensivement de cette manière, nous usons moins d'énergie. So, we are using, no? So, nous usons moins d'énergie avec ce système. So, ce n'est pas un problème de système, c'est un problème de joueurs. Des joueurs, nous avons joué le dernier match avec 3 ou 4 joueurs qui viennent de blessures. Et nous avons la possibilité d'avoir 7 joueurs importants pour nous pour 90 minutes. Et c'est la difficulté pour moi, c'est changer les joueurs avec les mêmes caractéristiques. C'est la difficulté. Et qu'est-ce que je dois faire? Je ne sais pas. Je pense que les joueurs qui commencent le match doivent être plus concentrés, moins des erreurs, et plus capables de gagner des énergies pendant le match avec un throw-in ou cette situation. Et les joueurs de la banque doivent montrer leur qualité et le désir de démontrer que leurs sont très importants pour l'équipe. So, petit détail que je pense peuvent dans l'avenir donner nous un grand avantage pour les énergies, pour la question de l'énergie.
Une dernière question, Marco, Maxime, Truman.
Oui, Marco. Dur début de saison, là, une victoire en 16 matchs. J'ai pas besoin de te donner les statistiques. C'est difficile au niveau collectif, mais tu parles beaucoup du long terme. Tu parles du processus souvent, puis de où ça s'en va. Je suis curieux, est-ce que vous regardez encore le classement, puis est-ce que vous pensez encore aux séries? Tu sais, quand on parle du moyen terme, long terme, est-ce que c'est encore possible, selon toi, de faire une remontée au classement puis de faire les séries cette saison?
Yes, sir. So yes, of course. No, of course, we look at the standings. Of course, we know that we have another 12 match at home, and it's 11 match at home and 7 away. So we have still our possibility. Of course, we need a little run. No, we need some win in a row. At the same time, we are not losing. We didn't lose our confidence because the season started bad. Okay, nous mal commençons, no? The first five match and especially the first 7 away, and then we start to play better, to have a performance, but for many reasons, for little mistake or missing a bit of luck in some moment, we missed some point. I think that we could have right now, like with the same performance, 6 to 8 points more, because Charlotte 1 point. And Orlando 2 points, and Chicago probably another 2 points more, and or LA, with a bit of energy, another moment with that performance, we can have 2 points more, and so I think that we don't have more points that we deserve. I think we have much less points that we deserve, and having forward also more game at home. The sensation that we have that we still have a chance, but at the same time, every club in every moment thinks of the present, of tomorrow, because there is a game, but also of the future. We cannot take decision, because I answered a question about the market. No? So we don't go to the market in July to buy players to win the league this year, because in July we just need 2 months. Every enter that we do in July, every club does in July, is for the future. For every club, I think, is like that.